Yo, what is up guys? It's AA Lightning here back with another video, and today I'm going to be ranking all 13 seasons of Ninjago. So there are 16 rankings because I'll be adding the pilot episodes, Day of the Departed, and I'll be splitting up the Fire and Ice chapter because they're completely different stories. Let's get into it with number 16, season 7, The Hands of Time. Hands of Time was horrible from the start other than the first battle with Crocs, or sorry, not Crocs, Acronics. I keep messing them up. I just didn't like it at the first with the time wave and everything, and the fact that it was freezing and going back. I just didn't like that too much, and it was kind of just messy overall. And the filler episodes I hated as well. And the Vermilion Warriors, they were horrible. Just didn't like the fact that season 7 was just horrible. I wish that they could have done a better job, but at the end of the day, it does have a great lead up to season 8. So only for that reason, I feel like season 7 was really important to the story, and I actually was able to watch decently. The only good thing about the season was the last episode and the first fight against Acronics with Sensei Wu. Other than that, the season is horrible. Coming in at number 15, Day of the Departed. There's not much to say about this other than it's too short and it's a bad way to show Cole. This was just a miserable thing overall. Wasn't watchable. I probably will never watch this again. But you know, it was a good way for Cole to get back into his regular form. Coming in at number 14, we have Ninjago Season 11, The Fire Chapter. This, once again, I felt like, had a great, promising story. And the only reason this is above Season 7 is because I actually felt like something good was going to happen when they were going to the pyramid and everything. And then they found the pyramid and they went inside and Asphira came out. But then after Asphira, I just didn't like all this like fire serpents and everything. This was just like a horrible way to show uh, Asphira, and I hated Asphira as a villain, and I didn't like the backstory with Wu and Asphira. Just everything that I felt was wrong with the season went wrong after the first two episodes, but it did have, it actually sort of engaged me in the first couple episodes. At number 13, we have season 10, March of the Oni. March of the Oni ended the season 8 through 10 sort of trilogy, I would say. I'd just say like the Oni trilogy, that's what I'll call it. But March of the Oni was definitely too short, and I felt like Garmadon, or not Garmadon, I felt like the final battle was horrible with just people falling off the hill, and like nothing that, I really like thought of that would happen in this final battle. I had so much expectations, but it was so bad that it has to be in my number 13 list. And it kind of sort of ruins the Oni trilogy because the final battle I expected to be something great, but a 4 episode season, it just doesn't add up well with me. So it has to take the number 13 spot. Coming up with number 12, we have Season 2 Legacy of the Green Ninja. Now, this season, Lloyd is clearly the main character, and I like this to an extent, but he's just too main in the season that the other ninjas sort of feel like scrubs in the season, because at the end it's basically just Lloyd with all his power against the Overlord, and it doesn't feel like the other ninja do much to win this battle, so it's basically just Lloyd in the season, and I don't really like that very much. Um, but it was a decent season overall, so it gets the number 12 spot. At a number 11, we have season 11, The Ice Chapter, and this season was actually decent because I did like the fact that they were in a different realm, and I always like the seasons where they're in other realms, but I didn't feel like the Ice Emperor had a great role in this season. But while he did, he was actually quite interesting, and the season was interesting with the Ice Emperor. But other than that, I didn't like the season very much. Uh, it's just as average as it gets with the Ice Emperor, so I'm gonna have it at my number 11 spot. At number 10, we have season 12, Prime Empire. This actually had a terrible story in my opinion, but the execution was great, so it's an average season, or maybe even slightly above. And I actually was sort of disappointed in the season because I watched season 11, the Fire chapter and the Ice chapter, and both of them weren't that great. Especially the Fire chapter was horrible. But this one kind of disappointed because I thought I had good expectations for this, but it just like the story, after like seeing the story, I'm like, okay, this is already gonna be like one of my least favorite seasons. But it did impress with its execution, and I did like the fact that Unagami, the game itself, was the bad guy. But other than that, the season isn't that great. It's average season, and it kind of disappointed me. At number 9, we have Season 3 Rebooted. Now, this season would be lower if I wasn't a diehard Zane fan. I actually like all the ninja equally, but Zane has to top them. And Season 3 Rebooted shows Zane with Pixel and then Zane defeating the Overlord. And I actually like both of those facts, but what I don't like is the Cole and Jay drama between Nia, and the computer shows its perfect match. And Nia and Cole didn't even have a conversation, like a one-on-one conversation before this in the episode, but all of a sudden they like each other. This like makes no sense, and I feel like it was dragged on too much. And I also didn't like the fact that sorry, what was it that Lloyd like made them stronger, but I mean, it is what it is. I did like some aspects of the episodes when they were when Pixel was there. I loved Pixel. Thought she was a great character in season 3, and she actually ended up being a huge part in the shows, or the episodes to follow, I should say, and seasons to follow. So I think Pixel was a good character at it, but other than that, the season just doesn't hit well. At number 8, we have Ninjago Season 1. So now we're getting into the better side of the episodes, and Ninjago Season 1 was actually a really good season in my opinion. Season 1 is sort of the foundation, and even though it's super basic, I like the fact that that Garmadon plays a role as a good guy, sort of. Not really a good guy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he defeated the Great Devourer, he helped the ninja, and I did like the Serpentine in this aspect. Ninjago Season 1, it explained everything it needed to and drew you into the show completely. So for that, I like Ninjago Season 1, and it will get my number 8 spot. At number 7, we have the pilot episodes. This is the best 4 episodes of all time that you can have an intro to a show. The pilot episodes were so good. I loved Samakai as a villain. I loved the bringing in of Kai. And this season was more catered to Kai as a main character rather than the other 4 ninja, but it does a great job of displaying the other 4 ninja. And this is the best way, in my opinion, they could have introduced this the 4 ninjas. Coming in at number 6, we have Ninjago Season 13 Shintaro Season. Now, I don't know what it's exactly called, but Shintaro is what I'm pretty sure it is. And finally, Cole gets the recognition he deserves after not getting a lot of spotlight in the previous seasons. He got it in Ninjago Season 13. He was the main focus point, and I think they did a really good job of showing him one of the ninjas that deserves some of the spotlight, because season 3 for me was his worst season and season 13 is his best. By far, he does a great job in the season, but the reason it gets number 6 for me is I didn't like the villain that much, and I also didn't like the fact that the episodes were a little shorter. I feel like they should have done a little bit longer episodes, but enough of that, because it's mainly about the story. But yeah, this was a great season. This nearly got in my top 5. If it wasn't for my 5th place spot, this is literally 1 inch away from making it to my top 5. I know I might have even underrated it, because a lot of people are Cole fans. Cole fans, this is definitely a top 3 season for you guys, but I'm not a huge Cole fan, even though I like him a lot. He's not my favorite ninja, so Zane is... If Zane was in the season, I would have it at like number 3, but since it's like Cole, Cole's not my favorite ninja, but I think it was a very well done season. It'll get number 6 for me. At number 5, we have Tournament of Elements. The reason I have Tournament of Elements so high is because it was a great season for them to find Zane. It was super fun to watch. The Titanium Ninja, everything was great about the season. Garmadon's role in the season was great. Chen, I loved everything. The Anaconda, and even though I was kind of sad that Garmadon had to sacrifice himself, it was a great season overall. Coming in at number 4, we have season 5, Possession. Possession was a good season, and it really like gave you a creepy like Halloween vibe, like sort of because of all the ghosts, and even Cole turned into a ghost. I actually didn't like that much because Cole wasn't really likable in season 5, if I'm gonna be honest. Him as a ghost, I just didn't like that too much. I don't know why. But Day of the Departed solved that problem, because if he was a ghost for the rest, I was not going to be very happy. But I think Moro is a top 3 villain without a doubt, and he just absolutely played a huge role in season 5 Possession. It has the best intro, it has the best music. I feel like it had a really good intro, maybe even the best opening episode they could have had, but season 5 Possession knocked all the bars off. It just wasn't good enough to enter my top 3. And at number 3 we have season 8 The Sons of Garmadon. This one, Harumi and Lloyd, whatever you want to say. I love the new animations for Lloyd and him and Harumi. I felt like in the first couple episodes I thought that they had a connection or something, but Harumi actually backstabs Lloyd and everything. This was a great season overall between Harumi and Lloyd, and it's a really good season, coming off the worst season of all time, season 7. And I really liked Harumi and Lloyd, even though Lloyd being the main focus of the season is the reason it's so high, him and Harumi. Yeah, so this gets my number 3 spot, and even the title itself, The Sons of Garmadon, that just catches your appeal right away. At number 2 we have season 6 Skybound. Skybound is one of my most memorable seasons because one, I loved Nauticon, probably the best villain in Ninjago. Um, you guys might have your own opinions, but Nauticon, in my opinion, is the best villain. It might even be the most powerful villain. And I also like the fact that Jay got his spotlight, and the mirrors sort of lined up, like the reflections in season 5 sort of lined up with season 6 Skybound. But yeah, this was a great season overall. I like the fact that Jay, Jay and Nia versus Nauticon in the final fight. I like the fact that Klaus, like when Klaus broke free, it just had a. I felt like Klaus was gonna be the villain, but no, it was Nauticon. What was it? The Pot of Tyrone. Yeah, Nauticon came free from that and trapped Klaus, Sensei Wu, and Misako to start in that. And I think this was a great season overall for both Jay and Nia, even though Zane, my favorite ninja, didn't have as much as recognition as I would have liked. Jay does a great job of bringing the season up, and it nearly takes the number 1 spot. But I'm gonna give the number 1 spot to season 9 Hunted. Season 9 is a great season in my opinion because my favorite character, Lord Garmadon, comes back. Or sorry, my favorite villain, Lord Garmadon. Zane, Sensei Wu, comes back and he plays a huge role in season 9. I love the young Wu, and I love the Oni realm. This one was the best Oni and Dragon realm. This one was by far my favorite realm, and I loved everything about the season, including the bring back of the other elemental masters and the final battle between Lloyd and Garmadon Part 2. This was a great season overall, and I don't think any Ninjago season will ever beat the season, but we'll just have to wait for season 14 and 15. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want more Ninjago reactions, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And without further ado, peace out.